K-Mark Law, tell them. Hey, I got a new video resource for y'all called The Litigation. Sue! Law. K-Mark Law up in the hole. Objection, tell your honor no. Watch me crank that litigation and sue the man I know. Watch me sue, crank that litigation. Sue, crank that litigation. Sue, crank that litigation. Sue, crank that litigation. K-Mark Law up in the O with a brand new video. Alright, let me stop. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Markwell Cade with Cade Mark Law, back with another resource for you. If it wasn't clear from our intro, today we're gonna talk lawsuits, litigation, specifically the 3 steps that you must take to initiate a lawsuit. Step number 1, you want to probably consult a lawyer for this step, but you're going to assess your claims. Assessing your claims is vital for completing step number 2. Without assessing your claims, you won't be able to complete step number 2. But you want to assess your claims not only for this reason, but to assess the strength of your case. You don't necessarily at this point need to go through all the evidence that you have, but you want to levy every claim possible. So you want to look deep for the statutes that have been violated, the premise that your case is going to be based on. This will form the foundation of your lawsuit. Step number 2 to crank that litigation and sue the man you know is going to be to draft your complaint. This is why it's important in step number 1 to assess your claims. You may also want a lawyer for step number 2, as not everyone feels savvy enough to draft a complaint on their own. But if you feel comfortable drafting a complaint on your own or representing yourself, what lawyers like to call pro se, which is a fancy Latin term that really just means that you're your own lawyer, then go ahead and do so. You just want to make sure that your complaint follows the guidelines for your jurisdiction. Some jurisdictions will even include a sample complaint to give you an idea of what complaints look like to ensure that your complaint meets the requirements that are set forth. You don't always have to include all your evidence with the complaint or all the basis for what you're suing for, but there needs to be a general basis for what you're suing for. So you don't have to give everything here. You just need to tell the other party, hey, I'm suing you, this is what I'm suing you for, and this is why. These aren't all the reasons why, but here's one of the reasons, or here are some of the reasons that I have for a basis for this complaint. Step number 3 to crank that litigation and sue the man you know is going to be to file the complaint and serve the other party. Filing the complaint is just a fancy legal term for giving the complaint to the county court clerk or to the court clerk in general if you're suing in district court or another type of court. You want to make sure that you provide a copy of your complaint to the court. It gives the court notice that you're suing the other party. You're also going to want to serve the other party to give them notice that you're suing them. These are requirements that must be filed. After you serve the other party, congratulations, you have initiated a lawsuit. You've cranked that litigation. Disclaimer alert, there is going to be typically a filing fee with your complaint. So keep that in mind when you're trying to initiate a lawsuit, as there may be a cost barrier for you. For example, in Colorado, it's $420 to initiate a civil lawsuit. So you have to have at least that much if you're going to initiate a complaint. This isn't counting service costs. This isn't counting attorney's fees. This isn't counting court filing costs or anything else. You want to make sure that you have the money to file your complaint as well. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been 3 steps for initiating a lawsuit, cranking that litigation and suing the man you know. Once again, I am Markwell Cade with Cade Mark Law, your favorite neighborhood lawyers. Protect your brand, grow your business. Stay frosty, my friends. We'll see you next time. We hope this is helpful.